It is the year 3050. The universe is a brutal and violent place. The galaxy is racked by a devastating war waged by massive 75-ton battle mechs with the most ruinous weapon systems of the 31st century. It's up to mech warriors like you to pilot the Mad Cat Heavy Omnitech on desperate missions against enemy installations. Alone against the relentless onslaught of enemy defenders, you'll need skill and cunning to knock out your objectives. Steer your lethal mech into the savage fury of metal-shredding attackers, and lay waste to all before you with the Mad Cat's incredible firepower. Fight to the last for a victory that will bring you honor and glory, but if honor isn't motivation enough, remember that the enemy takes no prisoners. Employ 9 devastating weapon systems to obliterate enemy resistance. Battle the ground defenses of the inner sphere on different planets. I assume that's supposed to be 5. Take on the enemy in 2-player cooperative mode. The one player steers while the other player controls the Mad Cat's weapon systems. That sounds like a terrible idea. In Mech Warrior 3050 from EA Tiburon and Activision, released in 1995, part of the Mech Warriors franchise known as BattleTech 3050 in the homelands of Japanland. We looked at a game a long time ago that was kind of, Jungle Strike, I think, and there's like a Desert Strike where you're the helicopter and it's kind of isometric. This is that, but you're in a walking robot. This was first developed by Malibu, and it was the first game to be released, the first BattleTech-based game to be released for the Genesis, originally titled simply BattleTech, but was later ported to the Super Nintendo. They are nearly identical except for their titles. Story takes place during the events of the clan invasion of the 3050 era. We're assigned the role of a clan wolf mech warrior who is sent to eliminate several inner sphere assets which threaten to destroy the clan's dominance on the battlefield. Though the 4 reviewers of EGM complained the game's single-player mode is difficult to the point of being inaccessible, all but one gave the Genesis version a positive recommendation, citing the diversity of missions, strong challenge, and impressive animations. They scored a 7.25 out of 10 on average. They were evenly split on the Super NES version, with 2 of them recommending it based on the diversity of levels, and the other 2 focusing on the frustratingly difficult single-player mode and confusing controls. They gave it a 6.75 out of 10. Wow, imagine that. The Genesis game got better ranked than a Super Nintendo game for once. A critic for Next Gen gave it 3 out of 5 stars, assessing that compared to the Genesis original, it has sharper graphics but clunkier animation and worse control. He praised the game itself for its frantic, challenging onslaught of enemies. GamePro's Scary Larry was uneasy at how the 2-player mode demands that the 2 players be in perfect sync with each other, and said that the failure to do so could lead to some bitter arguments. That's what I was thinking. He criticized the under-detailed graphics, choppy animation, limited sound effects, but recommended it for its challenge, strategic, and overall fun gameplay. I'm not a fan of this kind of game. I don't think it's bad. I actually think this is probably one of the better ones I've played, but I can totally see where they're coming from with the difficulty level. The game does like to throw an awful lot at you, and it's hard to kind of get an idea of what you're doing. And just the controls are strange and goofy. And some of the enemies seem to have a lot more health than they probably should when compared to the vast, destructive, ruinous power of the, what are we again? Mad Cat Heavy Omnitech.